Hey guys, Jeffries here once again, and bringing you my Barnet career on FIFA 13. I'm bringing you a long video today as I'm going to show you my first pre-season match. Um, just before I get onto the actual game, I'm going to show you a few more of my transfer dealings that I'm doing at the moment. You see in the last video I tried to sign Galatha, the goalkeeper, but I pulled out of the deal at the last minute because I'd rather use the funds for other players. So after selling a couple of players and getting a bit more money, I decided that I would go back to Galatha and sign him, as I do need another goalkeeper. Like I said in the last video, Stack is a good keeper, but I see him as more of a backup option. I'd rather have a first teamer with experience and a high rating, and I don't mind my goalkeepers being sort of in their mid to late 30s, because I've found from personal experience and from watching other teams playing that older keepers tend to be better in organising the team and keeping the defenders in check, and general what you'd expect from a goalkeeper really. So yeah, my first pre-season friendly against PSV. Considering I'm in League 2 as Barnet, to play PSV is quite a game. It's a sort of once every so often kind of match. It won't be a weekly occurrence. I can't see Barnet getting into the Champions League anytime soon, so just sit back and enjoy this game. You see, I kept with the starting lineup that I had in the last video. I didn't really change the tactics that much for this match, but you'll see for the next game I do change my tactics a little bit, mainly due to the disappointing performances from certain players in certain positions. So you can see, not a bad start, kept the ball relatively high up the field, nearly had a chance to break through and get an early shot on goal. But you'll see here the fragileness of my defence starts to get exploited within the next couple of minutes. I fall foul of this a lot when I play FIFA. I tend to start out really attacking and come close to scoring 2 or 3 times, and then suddenly I'm 1-0 down because my defence just aren't set. My players tend to come quite a lot out of position when I attack. As you'll see here, 7 minutes in and they've had what could be described as a clear-cut chance, and somehow, I don't know how, somehow my goalkeeper kept that one out. It could have easily rebounded off a defender and gone in, or it could, as other people have picked up on, rebounded straight to one of their strikers who has an open shot at goal. Slightly acrobatic clearance there, quite impressed with that. Might need to use that a few more times this season. You see, I like to get the ball out wide quite a lot, use the wings a lot. I like to play balls over the top. I don't think that tactic's going to work too much this early on in the game. I don't really have pacey players, I don't really have strong players, I don't have players who've got a good first touch, so I think I'll be playing the ball into feet a lot more for the first few games until I can find some players with a bit more skill and tenacity. First shot on target, again, I was quite impressed with that attack actually, the way it got slid through, and the way he took it first time and didn't slice it wide, which happens to me quite a lot on this game actually, even when I'm playing as my online pro, tends to slice it wide. Again, you can see, I mean, I'm not the best defending player on FIFA. I get caught out quite a lot, like I do just there. In reality, I'm more of an attacking player. If I'm playing clubs or any kind of game where I can choose a position, I generally choose a position higher up the field, because you see, I can't really defend corners, I can't defend free kicks, I can't defend general attacking play, if I'm honest. I can make a few good last-ditch challenges, but that's not really good enough, and as you can see there, I got caught out by one of these keeper spilling moments. That frustrates me a lot on this game actually, and you'll see me pick up on it a lot more as the series goes on, the way that it wasn't exactly an attacking threat shot. It was straight at the goalkeeper, and yet somehow he still manages to spill it straight out to their guy. My defender really should have won the header as well, but obviously Sod's law prevents that. So I find myself 1-0 down, and quite often when I'm playing matches, if I go 1-0 down, it tends to stay that way. Or if I do get back into it, I find myself 2-1 down. It's just really a case of, I like to take the lead early in matches in case an incident like that happens. I like to be in control of matches, get the early goal and then just keep hold of the ball for as long as you can. I like counter attacks as well, as you'll see, especially in this game. I always start from the back, so if necessary, keeper throws it out, generally out wide, and then you start from there. Even goal kicks and offside free kicks taken by the keeper, I tend to start at the back, build it up slowly, little short passing until you find a gap. Another frustrating thing I was starting to find in this game was how wide my striker kept coming. I was expecting my cam or my actual wide midfielder to be making that run down the flank. You'll see Tim Payne ends up making the runs most of the time, which is all well and good in that I keep the ball and I keep the ball in an attacking area, but then it comes to the part where he's closed down and he has to go back inside and there's no one in there because the player that should be there is out on the wing. And Dries Martins there with the second goal. Again, it's one that I really could have prevented if I'd actually had more of a defence mind on me. Pass through to him was far too simple, and to be able to control it and shoot with that much space is ridiculous, really. Self-admission here, I'm crap at defending. I'm crap at attacking sometimes as well, as seen. What turns into a stretch for a heavy touch becomes a free kick to them and a guy rolling around on the floor like he's been shot. So yeah, this isn't the best start to a pre-season, if I'm honest. I have had better matches than this. I have had worse ones, true, but I wasn't filming those ones. At this point, I'm just trying to get something, like some sign of encouragement that I can actually get back into this game, and that shot there from Keanu Marsh-Brown was the closest I've come so far. And again, it was just, I think that was I slipped on the analog stick more than the game let me down. Just ended up pulling it wide. These free kicks as well from the referees, I mean, that genuinely there to me looked like a tussle for the ball, and I came out on top, and yet he's given a free kick for it, and I'm not really sure why, because, you know, I watch Stevenage play every week and I see those challenges all the time that go unpunished. Over the top through balls, they used to be my specialty. They sometimes still are, but from time to time I tend to play a dud one like that, where I might as well just kick it into row Z for all the good it'll do. And now we reach half time. And yeah, 2-0 down at half time. It's not the best scenario to be in, but as I said at the start of this match, Barnet versus PSV, to be 2-0 down, I suppose, is kind of a compliment. But I did want to get back into this game. I wanted to give the fans something to cheer about and something to look forward to for the rest of the season. And again, you know, it's only a pre-season friendly, but you want to get off to the best possible start, because as far as the players see it, it's a game, it's a match, they want to win it. I did find at the start of the second half a few more gaps were opening up in their defence. It was a case of finding the gaps and exploiting them, and if that pass had got through there to Marsh-Brown, we could have had a real go at them, pull it across the goal and see who gets their foot on it. But as it goes, 2 passes, maybe 3 passes later, and I'm on the back foot again. And I was outnumbered. For some reason their guy decided to go out wide instead of playing it forwards, and I end up managing to get back and get a foot in. And I think actually this turns into a bit of a counter-attack for me, until Brown decides to hoof it. So yeah, I mean, heavy touches like that, I'm going to have to get used to that again, because I haven't played as a League 2 club for a while, but heavy touches like that really let me down in terms of my gameplay. I like to get runners on the ball like that, bring it under control, sprint through on goal. Again, a soft touch there from Marsh-Brown, and if I had a better player in that position with a better first touch, I could have made something out of that. I have experimented in the past, seeing Holmes there. He's a right footer playing on the left. I have experimented in the past with having right footers on the left and vice versa, but it only really works if you do cut inside. And there was a period where I was trying to cross the ball in quite a lot and found I couldn't because I had the wrong people on the wrong side. So instead of having an attacking cross into the box, it was going out for a goal kick or going straight through for a throw-in, which, I mean, that doesn't look good in anyone's game, if I'm honest. I mean, that's a real noobish thing, and if I see it in real life, I'm the first one to shout at the player for it. Substitutions, I tend to do subs around the 60th minute, 60th, 75th minute. Unless there's an injury or I had to start a tired player because there's no one else for his position, then I might do a bit earlier. Or sometimes if I'm just containing for most of the game, then players aren't tired, so I don't need to do any subs at all. Which is nice. It means you don't get an ugly pause screen in the middle of the game. Starting to keep the ball a little more as well in this second half, which I was pleased with. And even if I do give it away, I managed to win it back quite quickly. We get into this, I don't like this kind of scenario where sort of that bit there's lots of players on my team around their box and around the ball, which is good, it gives me lots of options, but then they start getting in the way. So you see there with Marsh Brown, he's trying to make a run across the box and maybe slide someone in, but he ends up sort of just hitting it off the defender because there's so many people in the way. He tries to take a shot on and someone else's marker blocks his ball. That was Curtis Weston with that shot, which again, snapshots like that I don't mind too much. I'd rather they didn't go straight at the goalkeeper, but beggars can't be choosers in scenarios like this, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with this second half performance. It's better than the first half, let's put it that way. It's still not brilliant. I'd still rather get a goal in this second half, or at least a disallowed goal. I wouldn't mind a disallowed goal either. I mean, at least then the ball's hit the back of the net, or the front of the net, as some people are now calling it. Apart from little snapshots like that, there wasn't really much. Starting to give the ball away in stupid areas now, like there from LeCointe. You know, I like to play attractive football as well, and you'll see this in some of my videos. There'll be chances and bits of the video where I could just hit the ball in the back of the net, but then there's something inside of me that just says no, make it look good. So I end up giving away an easy chance, really, just because I want the goal to look good, which, I mean, that's my own fault. I can't blame anyone else for that. But I like all my goals to look good. I have a huge replay theatre of really good looking goals, which I might actually put on here one day if it's requested, or generally if I'm running out of ideas for videos I might put it on. But yeah, still 2-0 down, still really disappointed with the scoreline. See, now I'm just sort of, I get really impatient sort of the 80th minute and I start doing chances like that, which actually from LeCointe very nearly led to a good goal, but I'm sure if I'd actually got my head up a bit more and looked around, I could have picked a couple more players out who were in better opportunities and could have actually scored. But, you know, you can't win them all, I suppose. It's just disappointing to start pre-season on a loss, really. I'd have liked it to have been a win. The game difficulty, of course, world class. It's going against me as well. I haven't played on world class in months, really. So I'm doing it for the sake of this video, but in reality I'd rather have played on the next level down, just so that I could actually win a few more games and play a bit more like I would normally. You can see here as well where I'm sort of used to having pacey players who can make that sort of run just in behind. You can do like the sideways passes or the reverse passes, which I quite enjoy doing around the opponent's box, actually, little reverse passing. You look an idiot if it doesn't work, but if it does work, you look like the best player who's ever picked up an Xbox controller, which I'm not saying I am, but I feel like it sometimes. When a reverse pass and a goal happens, you do feel like God. When it doesn't work, you feel like a 4-year-old. Little ones like that. If I'd managed to score that with Marsh Brown, I would have had to have put the controller down and, you know, had at least 5 minutes to myself just to think about what just happened there. But as it goes, I'm still 2-0 down. I'm still having shots blocked by defenders. I'm not really making any more chances, and the referee decides that, for my sakes more than anyone's, that it's time to end the match. So yeah, first pre-season game ended crap. You can see now why I need a better goalkeeper. But yeah, until next time, guys, I'll see you soon.